Hey guys, welcome. Short and sharp installment of Whiteboard Wednesday this week. We're going to test out that theory that property doubles every 7 to 10 years. It's quite a common catch cry that's out there. And we're going to use a formula that you can do off the top of your head, no need for calculators, called the rule of 72. You may or may not have heard about it. Let's have a crack. The rule of 72, it's all about doubling. So what I mean by that is it helps you calculate how long it would take for an investment to double. Now you can use it from a percentage perspective, so to work out how much something has to grow at in terms of what percentage it has to grow at, I should say. Or you can work it out over time, like how long it's going to take for your investment to double. So let's start with that catch cry of property doubles every 7 to 10 years. I'll use 7 as an example. So what I would do in that situation, I'd say, okay, 72 divided by 7 years equals 10%. Now, do properties out there grow at 10%? They certainly do. Do properties grow at 3%? They certainly do. The average for Melbourne house, the median Melbourne house in metropolitan Melbourne over the last 10 years sits at around 7%. So let's use that as an example because you can work it around the other way. As I said, 72 divided by 7% equals 10 years. So when you hear the property doubles every 10 years, if they're talking about Melbourne houses, then in metropolitan Melbourne as an average, then yeah, that'd be right. But as I said, it can also grow at a much faster rate. There's properties, let's say if you turn around and said to me, I want my property to grow, or I want it to double, I should say, in a period of 3 years. I'd turn around and say, you're going to have to select really, really well. But is it possible? Yep. 72 divided by 3 years, the smart ones down the camera would have gone, bang, 24%. And let's use a real life example of, let's not talk about houses, let's talk about units in Melbourne. So the average growth rate for units in Melbourne over the last 10 years in metropolitan Melbourne is a bit over 5%. So if I chucked 5% in there, how long would it take for my unit to double in value? Around about 14 years. So when you hear that property doubles every 7 to 10 years, it's not exactly right. If you were to buy an average performing property, not the idea, you want to buy something that outperforms, but say you bought something in metropolitan Melbourne that grew on average along with all the other properties, then you would be looking at, say, a house, 7%, it would take 10 years to double. If it was a unit, at 5%, it's 14. So maybe we shouldn't be saying 7 to 10, maybe we should be saying 10 to 14, but the aim is certainly to buy something that outperforms. Thanks for your time.